In this video, I'm going to talk about why our dogs sometimes refuse to take treats and what we can do to get them more excited about working for food. If you're in the process of training your dog, you probably already know that treats are a really common reward. The reason why we use them so much is because they're convenient to carry around, it's really easy to reward behaviors quickly, and because many dogs are happy to work for treats. It's important to keep in mind that treats are not the only reward we can use in dog training. We can use play or praise or even opportunities to interact with the environment. However, because treats are so commonly recommended and because they are so convenient to use, in this video I'm going to discuss 5 reasons why your dog might be refusing treats and some solutions. Something you might hear a lot is if your dog doesn't like treats, you should hand feed all of their meals to get them working for their kibble. I don't actually recommend that. If your dog is refusing to take food from you, waiting until they're hungry and then forcing them to work for all of their meals is going to add frustration, and it's not going to address the underlying issue of why they won't take treats. If your dog does like their kibble, by all means, set some aside and use that for training throughout the day to reduce the amount of treats your dog is getting. With my own dog, he gets half his breakfast for free, half his breakfast we use for training, and then dinner is always free. The first reason why your dog might be refusing treats is because you haven't found the right treats for your dog. Some dogs are picky about the taste, texture, and smell of treats. You might need to try a few different options to see what your dog likes. Identify a treat hierarchy, so low, medium, and high value treats. Low value treats tends to be kibble or training treats, and high value tends to be human food or freeze-dried treats. Every dog is going to have their own preference, so make sure you know what your dog prefers. The second reason your dog might be refusing treats is they find the delivery boring. The way we deliver treats matters. The most common way to deliver a treat is to bring it right to your dog's mouth, but some dogs are going to find that boring. Some other options are to toss it for your dog to catch, to roll it for your dog to chase, or to scatter it for your dog to sniff out. The third reason why your dog might be refusing treats is there are distractions present. Let's say your dog loves treats in the house, but you take him to the park and suddenly they have no interest in the treats. Maybe it's because they would rather greet people or dogs, or they have a really good smell they want to follow, or maybe they want to chase some squirrels. Suddenly all these other things are more motivating than the treats you have on you. An example with my dog is if I pull out his favorite toy, he has no interest in treats even though he typically loves them. That's because the toy is a stronger motivator. So what can we do when our dogs are refusing treats in the presence of distractions? First, make the distraction easier. Create some space, block their view, and then see if they will engage with you once the distraction is less intense. Second, use higher value treats. If you're asking your dog to focus in a distracting environment, you might need to up the value of the treats you're using to add some more motivation. If you find yourself constantly upping the value or even the delivery of your treats to try to get your dog to focus, you might be moving too quickly in your training. That brings us to point number 3. Practice first with no distractions present. If your dog pulls on a leash when distractions are around but can't walk on a loose leash in the house or the backyard, that's where you need to start first. Before adding any distractions, we need to make sure that our dog really understands the behavior that we're asking from them. The fourth reason your dog might be refusing treats is their over threshold. When we talk about thresholds in dog training, we're essentially talking about a dog that is overstimulated or very stressed. If you have a reactive dog, you might already be familiar with the concept of thresholds. A dog that's over threshold might be barking, lunging, moving frantically, struggling to listen, and of course, refusing treats. In this situation, I don't want you to up the value of the treats or play around with the treat delivery. To explain why, let's say I'm scared of snakes. If you put me in a room full of snakes and you offered me $5 to sit quietly on the ground, I wouldn't be able to do it. If you offered me $20, I still wouldn't do it. If you offered me $1 million, I would probably do it because that's a really high value reward, but the situation is still really unpleasant and I'm not learning anything. So if your dog is over threshold, create space and let them calm down. This is not a situation where you want to be training. If you find that your dog is constantly going over threshold, work with a trainer to find the best ways to help your dog stay under threshold. The last reason why your dog might refuse treats is if there is a medical issue. If your dog is refusing all food or is suddenly showing a decreased interest in treats, get in contact with your vet to rule out any health issues. Remember, treats are not the only reward we can use in dog training. It's possible your dog may like other rewards better. However, if your dog is refusing treats, consider why they might be doing so.